the coming years, you're going to be surprised by the best movies that have already been confirmed. Are you ready to find out what's coming next in the world of cinema? Minecraft 2. You're waiting for the sequel to Minecraft, right? This movie is definitely happening because the post-credits scene shows Steve returning to his old house, but there's someone living there. The character's face doesn't appear, but everyone knows the movie is introducing Alex, one of the most famous avatars from the game, and she will most certainly be a romantic interest for Steve. The two of them should team up to fight in a new adventure, most likely to face the Ender Dragon. On top of that, the movie was a huge audience success because Minecraft has fans all over the world, meaning the sequel is absolutely going to happen, and it should arrive soon. In fact, the filmmakers have said that the release is expected for July 2027, and you won't even have to feel time passing because there are lots of movies coming next year. Are you ready? So grab your popcorn and get comfy on the couch. Another Cinewave is starting. Dogman 2. Will Dogman get a sequel? That's a definite yes, since the movie was a success and DreamWorks is building a brand new franchise in theaters. Not to mention, there are still more than 10 books from this universe that could be adapted, but that doesn't mean we're going to get more than 10 Dogman movies in theaters, because the first movie already included the first 3 comics created by Dave Pilkey in its story. If each movie had adapted only the first volume of the comics, we wouldn't even have Lil Petey in the story. That's why it's important to make it clear that Dogman 2 should show the story from the 4th book, and maybe a little more. Angry Birds 3. On December 23, 2026, Red and Chuck are coming back to theaters with the 3rd Angry Birds movie. This new adventure will be part of Paramount's plans to expand further into the animation world, and this movie will probably adapt more challenging levels from the games. One of the biggest bets is Angry Birds in space, because we still haven't seen our heroes in that kind of setting, but unfortunately no one knows what's going to happen in the story because the movie hasn't revealed anything about it. Wow, what a mystery. But tell us, are you excited to watch this movie? K-pop. You were waiting for us to talk about the sequel to K-pop Demon Hunters, right? Netflix still hasn't confirmed exactly how this movie will be made, but its success is so big that you can expect a sequel very soon. And if you doubt it, we're going to show you the proof. We still need to understand who Rumi's father is and what really happened in the past of the protagonist's family. Not to mention that we need to learn more about how the Hanmoon works and whether this shield will last. Probably not. And of course, fans want to see Rumi finally entering a romance with Jinu, who sacrificed himself for her. We want this movie, and Netflix is going to give it to us as a gift. Do you agree? Sonic 4. Mark your calendar, March 19th, 2027 is the day we'll finally see the continuation of Sonic's story in theaters. Did you notice that the last movie ended by showing the character we really wanted to see, Amy Rose, who is the Blue Hedgehog's girlfriend? Well, she says she's his girlfriend, but she never told Sonic about it. This version of Amy seems to be very strong because she defeats an entire squad of Metal Sonic copies, who is the new villain of the story. This movie is highly anticipated by fans and will hit theaters aiming to deliver the best video game movie of all time, unless Mario ends up being better, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Frozen 3. You already know that Anna and Elsa are returning in the 3rd Frozen movie, but what fans may not have fully realized yet is that Disney has confirmed not only Frozen 3, but also Frozen 4. That means you can relax because we're going to spend a lot of time in Arendelle over the next few years. Have you bought your coat yet? It's very cold there. And make sure to buy a ticket to another kingdom as well, since leaked images show Anna and Elsa visiting a castle in the sky. Hopefully that's where Anna will awaken her powers. Would you rather have ice powers or fire powers? Comment the hashtag Frozen so we can get to know you. Bluey. Bluey the movie is coming to theaters in 2027 to show an all-new adventure of the Healer family. Not to mention there's a rumor going around that this new story will be in 3D. That would be very interesting. But beyond that, it's very possible that the movie about the little blue dog will show something that doesn't exist in the TV series: a villain. The Healer family movie should last over 1 hour, and because of that, they'll need a villain, since only a major problem like that would explain a full-length feature film. We're betting that this villain could be Bosco, Frisky's ex-boyfriend, who isn't very happy about the end of their relationship. Will he cause a lot of trouble? Mario 2. You can start celebrating because it won't be long before the Mario Galaxy movie arrives in theaters, and we're already talking about this sequel while revealing a huge surprise. Most likely, Mario Galaxy will have 2 movies, not just 1. We know this because the movie will be based on the game, and the Mario Galaxy universe has 2 games. Yoshi, who appears in the post-credits scene, only shows up in the second part of the adventure. That means Mario 2 hasn't even hit theaters yet, and we already know for sure that it will get a sequel. The villain of the new movie is Bowser Jr. Jr., who is ready to kidnap Princesses Peach and Rosalina. And of course, the Prince of the Koopas wants to free his father, who ended the last movie imprisoned in the Mushroom Kingdom's castle. It will probably be one of the best animated movies of 2026, and it's releasing in April. That's very soon, so let's celebrate. Moana. The live-action Moana arrives in theaters on July 10th, 2026, and this is big news, because the third animated movie in the franchise is likely already in production, since the God of Storms really wants to defeat the princess. And this is something that leaves fans with a lot of questions. Will Moana continue in the live-action format, or does Disney plan to keep this universe running on two fronts, with both animation and live-action movies? The live-action is also a movie that might not be made for children. Did you know that? That's because the age rating for the movie hasn't been decided yet, since the animated version includes scenes of near drowning and battles against sea monsters. In animation, those scenes are beautiful to watch, but in a live-action version, moments like that can be far too frightening for younger fans. And because of that, we still don't know whether this movie will truly be a fun story or a heavier one. What do you think it's going to be? Petey, did you know that it's very possible DreamWorks is planning to make a movie focused on the former Dogman villain Petey? This character won over fans' hearts so strongly that it makes perfect sense for us to get a movie centered on him. That's because Petey's life is extremely interesting, going through his mother's illness, his father's abandonment, all the crimes he committed in the city, and the birth of Lil Petey. There's room to create many movies showing Petey's life, which is why some of our sources say the orange cat could become the protagonist of his own movie. That would be a great idea, wouldn't it? Let's hope this movie hits theaters soon. Bad Guys 3. Bad Guys 3 is more than confirmed. The post-credit scene of the last movie shows the villain Marmalade escaping into space, and if you don't know what that means, it's because you haven't been following the latest news. But don't worry, we'll explain it. The Bad Guys is an adaptation of books, and in that universe, Professor Marmalade is actually an alien who came to Earth to trick people. That's why he knew about that comet in the first movie. And now you can be sure that the next movie will feature some kind of alien invasion, where our heroes will have to fight to save the world. Will the final battle take place among the stars? Who wants to see Wolf piloting a spaceship? Bad Guys 3 should arrive in theaters in the first half of 2027. The Incredibles 3. You know what's incredible? Knowing that the sequel to The Incredibles won't take more than 10 years like it did between the first two movies. Pixar's heroes will be returning to theaters in the next few years, most likely in 2027, and with an adventure that should answer some mysteries, such as who Syndrome sold his inventions to and how he became rich. On top of that, we still need to find out whether the fall of the heroes was actually a government plan to get rid of people with superpowers. All of this connects to the Kronos conspiracy, which is one of the biggest theories in Pixar's superhero universe. Could the real main villain actually be someone who controls governments around the world? We'll have to wait to find out. The subscribe button is right there, waiting for you. How about clicking and keeping up with everything we post? Ice Age 6. And who could have imagined that Disney would bring Ice Age back to theaters? When Disney bought Blue Sky Studios, the creators of the franchise, all of their movies were put on ice. But now Blue Sky's projects are coming back with the return of Ice Age, and that's great news, because if it's a success, we can expect confirmation of more movies from that studio everyone loves. Did we just hear Rio 3 coming to theaters? Let's hope Ice Age marks Blue Sky's return to the animation world. Hoppers. A movie arriving in the first half of 2026 in March is Pixar's new film called Hoppers, which follows a girl named Mabel and her scientist friends. Mabel ends up inside a machine that is a robot shaped like a squirrel. After that, she discovers she can talk to animals. But the big mystery is that something very strange is happening in this movie, because only the animals will be able to help Mabel get back home while they fight against a villain. Will this movie win over fans? We'll find out in March 2026. Toy Story 5. On June 18th, 2026, you'll watch another major Pixar hit with the return of Toy Story for its 5th movie. This time, the villain isn't a toy, but a tablet that plans to get rid of all the children's toys. That's because the villain doesn't want to share children's attention with anyone else. And if you remember Toy Story 4, Woody ended the story by leaving, but this time he reunites with his old friends. Did he leave Bo Peep behind? There are so many questions. Thankfully, the movie will be released soon, so you can celebrate. Shrek 5. And of course, DreamWorks wouldn't stay behind and has also brought back one of its biggest successes. Shrek 5 returns to the kingdom of Far, Far Away, and this time the main character will be Felicia, the teenage daughter of Shrek and Fiona. Does this mean that from now on, she'll become the new protagonist of DreamWorks' Ogre universe? This story arrives in theaters on July 1st, 2027. Minions 3. And finally, Illumination also makes our our list with the release of Minions 3 in July 2026, when the henchman of the most beloved villain in the world will cause chaos and drive young Gru even crazier. And you know what's even more incredible? The movie's title has leaked, and now we know this story will be called Minions and Monsters. But wait, what monsters? We'll have to wait and see. But until then, we have a surprise. The fun doesn't stop here. There are 2 amazing videos waiting for you on the screen. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.